The threat of wildfire affects us all. A wildfire could begin in San Rafael and not stop burning until it reaches Muir Beach. Whole neighborhoods and vast numbers of homes could be devastated. Wildfire is a collective community problem. The things you do at a community level can protect your home from wildfire. Marin County is a hazardous wildfire zone because of its abundant vegetation growing on steep hillsides and in canyons. Looking at Marin from above, we see how communities are often defined by a topography that includes a valley and surrounding ridges. Marin is such a hilly area with unsafe, overgrown vegetation that a wildfire could be kindled almost anywhere. Your first line of defense against a threatening wildfire could be a fuel break along a ridge. This is an area that has been groomed to slow the spread of fire. Trees are thinned and shrubs are cut. The ridgetop fire breaks are strips cleared of vegetation approximately 100 feet wide. It is here at the fuel break where firefighters will make their stand. The county is creating a system of fuel breaks that run along ridgetops. When a fire reaches a fuel break, it will lose intensity and provide an opportunity for firefighters to stop it. During the late summer and fall wildfire months, the planned fuel break system could stop wind-driven wildfires from spreading between communities or from parklands. Help support the creation and maintenance of these vital fuel breaks. You can work with your local fire chief and neighboring park ranger to identify and create additional strategic fuel breaks for your neighborhood. Once a fire enters a residential neighborhood, homes become the fuel that feeds the fire. Make the gardens in your neighborhood a second line of defense by creating fire-resistant landscapes. What your neighbors do or haven't done yet directly affects whether or not your home can survive a wildfire. Neighbors can work together to perform hazard assessments of their properties. In this way, neighbors learn the reality that the safety of their home largely depends on how well their neighbors are managing their properties. Work together for the common good. Just as clear arteries keep a body healthy, clear roads are vital to survival during a wildfire. Fire trucks need enough space to reach your home. Residents need unblocked routes to safety. Low-hanging branches and parked cars on narrow roads slow response times. Roads choked with brush are unsafe for firefighters and create fire traps for evacuating residents. People must make it their business to know safe evacuation routes out of their neighborhood. If they're unable to evacuate by car, then they must know what options they have for evacuation by foot. Everyone in a household needs to know the roads, paths, and stairways that can be used for evacuation. Having to abandon your home to flee a wildfire is one of the worst scenarios imaginable. Given the fire-prone nature of Marin's vegetation and topography, it's possible for a wildfire to burn many homes and create an unforgettable catastrophe. By the time a home is destroyed by a wildfire, it's too late to plan. The wildfire did all the vegetation clearing. All the fire-prone plants are burned. Nature has eliminated the fire hazards. So rather than neighbors coming together as a result of a disaster to write new guidelines and vegetation management rules, it would make sense for them to come together before disaster strikes to try to avert it. When a wildfire starts, there may not be enough firefighters to protect each home in its path. Firefighters may be forced to decide quickly which homes they'll be able to save. At its height, the 1991 Oakland Hills fire in the East Bay destroyed one house every 11 seconds. More than 3,000 homes were destroyed. There are several things a neighborhood community can do. The first important thing people can do is to organize their neighbors to raise awareness of the need to address the threat of wildfires. Another is to meet the fundamental needs of the neighborhood, such as doing the actual work of brush clearing along the roads and around fire hydrants where it is needed in the neighborhood. A third might be to identify and map evacuation routes. People that hesitate before evacuation risk losing their lives to wildfire. Working together as a community, people can target big things that many hands can make simple. They can work with their fire department to create neighborhood chipper days to coincide with their roadway clearing. Neighbors can work together to perform wildfire hazard assessments of their properties. In this way, neighbors learn the reality that the safety of their home depends largely on how well their neighbors are managing their properties. Look for the strengths and talents of your neighbors. Solve problems together. Organize, manage phone alerts, learn evacuation routes, raise capital to complete the work of fire safety. We need to bring together our resources to prepare our communities for the next wildfire. Having a fire-safe neighborhood is a goal for every neighborhood in Marin.